Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Propaganda Ministry here with me, Imperial Dane, for another Propagandacast on Langres. Yes, indeed, it's going to be another 1 versus 1. Yes, indeed, I have been trying to find a 2 versus 2, but for some reason, well, I've some to look through, but I just don't find anything that I really find as strikingly interesting or, exciting to watch. It really quickly gets down to basically the same few road movements, or bad teamwork loses basically everything. And there's sort of only so much I can cast of that before it gets utterly dull. But of course, I'll be ever looking, ever watchful. But for now, 1 versus 1, taken from the rather recent, in fact currently undergoing, WMD qualifier tournament. Yes, indeed. So apparently having a really big invitational, and of course before that having a bunch of qualifiers to allow people in. And who shall be fighting in this part of it, besides on Langres? Well, in the northern corner it shall be Atomic KingDuCe, I believe. Or is it Duce? I'm not entirely sure how he wants to have that pronounced, in particular considering the sort of how he has them capitalized. Opposing him shall be Sonnyblackreborn, fighting for the Wehrmacht, fighting for the 9th Panzer Division. Opposing him, Atomic KingDuCe of the 11th Armored. And in fact, let's get right down to it. Infantry section heading out, Lieutenant on the way, sort of standard British start. And so far looks like also the rather standard Wehrmacht start of let's get a lot of pioneers and try to outcap the Bagger before going for grenadiers. Although one could hope that Sonnyblackreborn might be doing something slightly different, only a few minutes will tell. Meanwhile, British troops stalwartly move out. Pioneers heading towards the west. And again, a quick note, if I don't cast a replay, it's not because, it's complete rubbish. It might be because I don't have time for it. I'm particularly right now caught up in playing Fall of the Samurai a bit as well. It might be because I, for some reason, deem it, there might not actually be much to learn from, or it might not possess a lot of entertainment value. And of course, trouble is, what you find entertaining, problem is a lot of viewers might not, or for example, I might not. That's sort of a bit the problem, and sort of the judgments I constantly have to sort of be making and sort of juggling inside my head. So of course, in those cases, don't think, oh my, I'm just terrible. That could be a lot of things. It could also be basically, did you send in a replay on a map? I'd already got a bunch of stuff like that. Can easily happen. For example, get a lot on some weeks, others Angerville, other weeks Langres. Things like that, and again, can rather means all of a sudden I might not be casting your replay. But again, don't take it personally. Just keep sending them in is my best advice. But Lieutenant here, awfully close to the pioneers. None of them seem to be reacting, sort of, alright chaps, you look the other way, and they say, yeah, we look the other way as well. Not quite keen on running at each other. Lieutenant Hawkins. In the meanwhile, a motorcycle is out, and we are in fact seeing a Wehrmacht quarters up, so this is already a rather different Wehrmacht approach. Bike. Could he in fact be trying to sort of go pretty heavy on the bikes? The bike itself having a sort of decent main gun, sort of imagine the LMG 42, except it can actually hit stuff at range. That's sort of the vital difference. The machine gun on the bike actually has slightly increased range, long range accuracy, which is something I ideally wish the LMG 42 had. But reconnaissance chaps moving on, going after the pioneers. They need to be careful though. And some other pioneers caught out here by an infantry section and a lieutenant. The lieutenant no longer looking the other way now than he has backup. Sorry, hun. And there we go, the pioneers are running, and they do not make it. They were gunned down, immediately going for the cutoff point. Very bold, very aggressive by the Thomas right there. KingDuCe pulling it off. But now more bikes on the way from the Ausklärungsabteilung, apparently heavily equipped with motorcycles in this case. And while there certainly were quite a few, although I believe it wasn't quite anything like in the early war where there really were larger German formations basically equipped with motorcycles, it's sort of like more mobile infantry, though that was swiftly changed out, I believe, as bikes were discovered to be in some way less practical because they aren't really silent. Not really able to give a large loads, but that might of course be something a bit unawares of. It's not that I know a huge amount of how troops were carried about motorcycle in the early stages of the war and why they weren't later stages. Still figured them out interesting some. Brenko now up, so a pretty, again, bog standard start from the British, but then again, it's a pretty good one. It's one that can handle a lot of threats, in particular the Brenko with the Vickers. Great stuff. And again, I cannot respond while watching a replay. Reconnaissance pulling up, and we are seeing a bit of buttoning going on here on one of these motorcycles, trying to get out of there. But already, I mean, Sonnyblackreborn has captured most of the map, and a pretty bold and brazen man, of course, using those pioneers. Of course, he is suffering some losses. Mines going down on the flanks. British troops are pushing forward. Spikes being pushed away. Mines down here, and oh, they're right in front of troops. I mean, remember, they are easier to hit and damage while they are laying down mines. Of course, reconnaissance chaps in this case do spot it. Mine blown to bits. And now the bikes are rather realizing they're a bit on their own. They can't really fight the British forces like that, not in a head-on fight. They had the advantage when they can sort of gang up like a vicious biker gang on one single infantry section at a time, and now that the British are fully focused here, things are going to be a bit more difficult, in particular now they're damaged, but now a sniper joins in. And most biker gangs do not bring along snipers as far as I'm aware, otherwise I don't want to go there. Infantry section though going down, and there we go, another charging forward. Of course, recon section being sent in, hoping to snipe the sniper, but looks like the sniper does retreat in time. Pioneers are taking some losses, and there we go, full retreat from the British. Or at least a slight pullback, at least denying the fuel to the Wehrmacht, the 9th Panzer Division for this stage as well. And the 9th Panzer Division did fight in Normandy, it did fight alongside against the British actually, I believe. Again, there were quite a few Panzer Divisions in the British section, including the SS. Not so many in the American sector, and those usually came after they'd been sort of pulled away from the British sector. Fun little thing there. Now Kriegberg's going up for Sonny Black. Bikes advancing. British commander seems a bit cautious. He seems to be doing not much. He could be going for a Castle King station, would be a nice idea. He could be going for the Vickers. A mortar emplacement, quite a few choices there, although he looks like he has a 3rd infantry section. Bikes moving forwards, but again coming under heavy fire. Vickers machine guns being rather bad for your health, unless you're the one behind it. Vickers machine gun apparently, or at least believe one early British machine gun could also be used to basically brew tea, since it was water cooled, and British troops did love themselves some hot water to brew the tea. And that might actually have been the Vickers. Oh dear. But for some reason I'm also thinking it could have been a Maxim, which was also a British one. More mines going down for Sonnyblackreborn, again sort of preparing against any British assaults. And for that, mines can work nicely. And there we go. Tommy down, sniped through the face. And now the bikes are moving in. Further heavy losses for the Tommies as they're now being forced away. But again, going for the cut-off points. Again, basically hoping to deny the Wehrmacht as many resources as possible. Although now looks like a half-track is sort of joining in from one of the few battalions which actually had armoured half-tracks. And again, not a lot would actually usually have any sort of armoured half-tracks in a Panzer Division. Usually only one Panzer Grenadier battalion. The rest would be in trucks, or in some cases they would be on bicycles, cars, or whatever else they could sort of be mustered. And in some cases some pretty large cars were used. Otherwise, half-track advancing, bikes moving in as well, although has to be careful. Mortar emplacement out for Tommy KingDuCe. Not douche. That would be a bit rude, I think. Might also give people the wrong impression of him, but a mortar emplacement right here could go nicely, could certainly make it a bit harder for the Germans to advance and of course take up positions. Although the British might want to consider taking some of these points, you know, sending out a recon section or something else for a wounded team. Or perhaps get a captain from here, let him do it. Half-track moving in. Bren gunners now up, blowing apart their own fence. Half-track sneaking through the corn. Sniper moving up as well. There you go, a bit of damage to the half-track, but he does manage to get out of there before it's too late. Quite a few troops getting sniped by that damn sniper. 9 kills already. Jolly good show. And looks like a bike might finally be going down. Yes, indeed. First bike is blown up. Pack 38 advancing. Brit gets hit by a mine. They might actually spot the pack, of course, which makes them a lot more cautious. Brenker gets hit. Now the rest of the Wehrmacht pushes in. Half-track spikes. Rather mechanized and motorized force at the moment. And the Bren carrier is lost. Oh, the inhumanity. But the captain is ready. Captain Darling joins the force of the 11th. Packs advancing up as well. Could be that KingDuCe is hoping to get a Steward light tank. That would certainly help him a bit here if he can get enough behind that Pack 38, as there's absolutely nothing currently that could stop it, although except this Grenadiers might get a Panzer, but even then, I mean, there's no full guns with Panzerfaust or anything. Bunker now going up as well. Half-track moving up. Nothing to really stop it, but Captain finally moving about, taking some territory. Steward light tank on the way, good to see. And there we go, Pack 38 moving up, and it targets the mortar emplacement, of course. Lovely little target there, and of course the mortar emplacement might not even be able to hit. Half-track getting buttoned up, actually, was about to say suppressed, but I suppose the effect is the same. Troops getting sniped, Grenadiers moving in with a Panzer track as well, so they have to be careful. Mortar rounds landing on the bikes. Piece of heavy coal being eliminated for the British, getting suppressed as well. And there he goes, Steward light tank is ready, and there's certainly munitions enough for one cancer shot if handled properly. Oh dear, Lieutenant down, mortar emplacement down. All might be resting on this Steward light tank moving in. And a cancer round eliminates the sniper, gets several Grenadiers. Only one man left, target him down, no. Will he do it? No, he does not. Oh, that was unfortunate. Instead, looks like he might be going for one of the bikes. And the bikes are actually trying to block his way so the pack can actually get about to turn. But no, no such luck either. British troops charging in. Will they be able to get the pack? Will they be able to decrew it? And perhaps take it for their own to use against the German, the Hun, and their Panzers? No. Oh dear, looks like the pack might actually make a run for it and make it away. No, it gets cleared out. Within the less safe territories to get it. And Pioneers sneaking in to seize one of the British victory points. Captain continues in the west. Or at least he seems to. Might be sort of just trying to sort of act like he's taking points. Lazy Captain. Oh dear, another Pioneer team though might be running into problems. The Steward has arrived. And indeed down to 2 Pioneer teams. Also more Grenadiers are on the way. More cover getting blown away by the Panzerschrecks. Grenades, although in this case doesn't do much, now open to the Bren guns. And the other things in the Bren guns are pretty decent LMG, particularly since you get 2 of them for the 75 munitions. And the entire mechanized force now moves in again. Grenadiers, half-track spikes, Pioneers. Although the bike might be going down. Yes, indeed, too much fire. And another bike is losing behind only one bike out of a trio. Sappers have arrived as well. Steward quickly getting repaired. 9 kills already. Captain, remember the captain, KingDuCe. At least there's a medic bunker up, except the medics don't seem to be doing anything. And more Grenadiers. Looks like one medic was actually trying to, but came under fire from that vicious Steward. And Grenadiers sneaking up through the center. Quiet or lovely. Half-track's getting repaired. Captain still doing nothing. And looks like a replacement lieutenant is up. Lieutenant Jones. And there we go, Steward charging in. Could be getting a 1 Grenadier team. No. Of course, the pack is once more exposed. The counter shot might even be able to do some damage here if he actually has munitions. Piats joining in. Heavy damage to the Steward light tank. Grenadiers almost down. Main gun destroyed, but the Steward is still driving. It is still running. Pack 38 though needs to get out of there. Proper grammar, Hans. Proper spelling, you know. Don't go for those silly abbreviations. This is not a text message. Either way, though, looking a bit grim for Sonnyblackreborn, although Mr. There we go, finally getting around to that captain, finally. Although a lot of points being floated here. Might want to use them. Medic bunker could be going down for Sonnyblackreborn. Steward needing repairs quite urgently. And another charge by the Grenadiers. Lots of British forces, although hold up behind one point, a bit too close. And grenades, oh, they're all at the side. Oh, 3 grenades. Oh, Sonnyblackreborn. 75 munitions against 1 Brit. What did he do? What did he do, Sonnyblackreborn? Did he insult your mother or something? Did he steal your sauerkraut? Is that why you're such a sauerkraut against him? I don't know. But it certainly seemed a bit excessive when they could have landed behind that piece of cover. But there we go. Captain continuing in the west, denying the Germans fuel, perhaps. Again, in a casualty station would have been a good move for the British, I think. But the Grenadiers moving forwards. Another bunker going up, another medic bunker. Veterans on the way for the infantry. The infanterie. Pack sneaking up still. Bike is still there, has not really been pushed into the fight. Steward getting repaired, British troops moving forwards. And a glider arrives. Goodness gracious. Commandos have arrived to assist the 11th Armoured. Will this help them? Will this save the day? Well, time will tell. In the meanwhile, the captain continues in the west. Looks like there's absolutely no response to what he's doing over there. Sneaky, sneaky. Let's just speed this up a bit casually. And mine engagement here, Stewart moving forwards. A bit on his own though, and another counter shot in this case though, not quite knocking out entire teams. Though it does get 3 grenadiers. British force moving in from the west, could they be hoping to ambush? Stewart though is going to be needing repairs again, and the captain goes straight for the victory point. And again, there's absolutely no response because currently Sonnyblackreborn has all of his forces in the east. Oh dear, a mine! And there's nobody to discover it. The reconnaissance team has actually gone down. And there we go, mine goes off. Machine gun from the half-track fast, Grenadiers holding the line. And a full retreat. Oh dear, and 6 command points for Sonnyblackreborn. Might again be an idea to actually use them. And for some reason the lieutenant seems a bit slow on the uptake. And there we go, casualty station finally going out for KingDuCe. Captain going for the munitions now, still no real response from Sonnyblackreborn. Wait, never mind, another sniper has arrived and immediately sets about sniping that naughty Briton. And again the Steward getting repaired, 14 kills so far, that's actually quite the nice record. Usually don't see Stewards getting that far. At least not in my opinion. But certainly a sniper could be helping against all that British infantry. I seem to be getting a bit hungry. That's not for you to concern about. Let's actually speed this up again. Seems like a bit of a cautious fighting. Not exactly the best thing you actually want to do against the British players. He could be using that time to actually gear up, get some armor, and yes indeed, armor command truck is up, and this could easily turn out very badly for Sonnyblackreborn if he's not careful and not more aggressive. Although it looks like a Steward now is moving in on the western flank, doing some terrible damage to some pioneers there. British infantry charging down the centre. Lieutenant veterans who want, but he has to be careful. Forced retreat. And Lieutenant's left behind again. Oh, he gets sniped. Oh dear, and another sniper. Not looking good. For an atomic KingDuCe, that assault did not go well at all. Now the British medics are becoming targets for the snipers, but a Cromwell moves out. The ever lovely Cromwell, one of their main tanks in the later stages of the war, alongside the Sherman. there was also be a sort of attempt at making a Firefly variant of the Cromwell, although that was actually more of a larger Cromwell, which had then sort of been fitted with a 17-pounder gun. It was called the A30 Challenger. But those would actually serve with the Cromwell units, if I'm not mistaken. Grenadiers moving up the centre. And some Grenadiers sneaking up on the west as well. Cheeky. And a bit clumping up right here in the centre. Not entirely good. German troops moving up, in particular 2 snipers, to provide cover for the Grenadiers as they do pull back to German safety. And a lonely Grenadier team on the west getting attacked by the Steward once more. And Commandos going in for the victory point there as well. Some pretty heavy harassment from the British commander, in fact, which is not... Oh, our Grenadier team got absolutely thrashed in the west. But now the commandos running into a bit of a problem again. The snipers now sort of acting as some pretty nasty fan support from the Grenadiers. Why on earth is he looking up there? No idea. A bit weird. But the Cromwell is ready, and this, in fact, rather eastern bit is quite open. But again, there seems to be a lack of reconnaissance from the British commander, which again is sort of allowing this to actually go along. Steward, they're moving in again. 21 kills. It's doing quite nicely. Oh dear, this could be a trap. The venerable Steward with 22 kills could be going into a trap. It's actually time to return to KingDuCe. 23 kills, and there we go. 2 Grenadiers, 2 Panzers. Will there be a cancer shot to save it? It was trying. Oh no, that was the end. Steward had secured 23 kills, done quite a bit of harm to the German forces of the 9th Panzer. But looks like artillery getting called in now on these Grenadiers to perhaps call in vengeance. And 1 shell, again, that is one of the properties of American Allied artillery in general, that 1 shell can in fact annihilate an entire team. There's not really a lot of German artillery that can do that. Basically, there's the V1, the Goliath. Almost there's nothing really in the German arsenal can basically with 1 shot, 1 anything, completely evaporate an entire Allied team. And snipers are again trying to move in a large force. Commanders going down, but they continue nonetheless. Bike still standing. No support from the Cromwell though. Oh, that might have something to do with another one being on the way. And there we go, snipers on the run. Looks like they will be making it away. And again, a lieutenant bites the dust, although a half-tack might also be going down finally. With 4 kills to its name. And a Bren carry even. Grenadiers doing what they can to provide assistance. Several Bren gunners go down to grenades and other nasty stuff. And half-tack is finally decommissioned. Looks like the 2nd Cromwell has arrived. Looks like German Grenadiers will be finishing off in the west after their fallen comrades. Forward supply lines are broken. And looks like the Cromwells are finally moving up in the east. Grenadiers coming under pretty heavy and intense fire from the Cromwells. High explosive shells flying. And Grenadiers possibly even crying before making a run for it. And another lieutenant. I mean, there's been quite some excessive loss of lieutenants in here. And I mean, it does reflect the war rather reasonably well, where the British in fact suffered quite highly on the junior officers, like for example lieutenants. In fact, at one stage they actually had to accept officers from the Canadian Army, basically to make up for the losses they were suffering themselves. It did have the interesting effect that the Germans, who then saw and heard them, of course, thought that Americans had been moved into that sector. So that did confuse the Germans a bit. Another movement force veterancy 2 for the snipers, might be getting veterancy 3. That of course does make them fire a bit faster. And again, British assault. Again, several grenadiers, several snipers. packs ready to stop any Cromwells moving into support, but no, they have in fact moved over in the west. Good shifting about by KingDuCe actually. And artillery getting called in. No, it's decoy. Cheeky fellow, and forcing the pack to expose itself. And Lieutenant wants more bit be left behind. Will there be any sort of... Yes, there we go. Healing from the casualty clearing station. West being secured, and of course he could push through here. Perhaps even do some damage in the base with his 2 Cromwells. Perhaps even call in a barrage if he's feeling particularly nasty. But no, he's just pulling them about. Playing it rather safe with his tanks. That's not necessarily what I'd recommend. It's actually a bit... Sorry, a bit about that mid-game analysis by counter situation though. It's a bit 50-50. The British are holding most of the victory points, are holding most of the maps, but they haven't really been able to deliver a decisive blow to the Germans either, who are recovering. Lining up with fresh grenadiers. Although they could, of course, be doing with some armor actually, but again, the snipers also doing quite a bit to cause some attrition to the British. The British are preparing. Mines going down. No emplacements though. Howitzer might be an idea. A 17-pounder might be an idea. Just in case the Germans go for something. I mean, if they have gone for terror, it wouldn't be completely off to imagine they might be going for a King Tiger, in which case the British are going to be utterly unprepared. They have nothing that can really deal with the King Tiger. As for Sonny Black, I mean, I'd recommend him getting some armor. Either get, for example, that suggestive King Tiger, or perhaps some Steward 42s gone Blitzkrieg, or the Tiger, or, you know, get a Panzer Command and get some Panzers, but something to support the infantry in the charge. Otherwise, they're not really going to be breaking through anytime soon. But let's return to the fight. And again, the Cromwell sort of patrolling about, milling about. Looks like an not an LMG, but an MG42 has been pulled in to support the German offense, to suppress the Tommies. And there we go, assault going off. Tommies taking heavy losses. Grenadiers still running into a mine, which doesn't quite do them well either. And looks like we might be seeing coming going up. Yes, we are in fact seeing a 25-pounder going up for Atomic KingDuCe, as the Grenadiers and Pioneers are pushing forwards. Could he even be trying to flank up here? That would be a nice move to attack from the flank. Cromwell's moving it. Oh dear, they're catching the Pioneers, but... And there we go, Pioneer downing behind only Heinz to make him run for it. And he looks like we'll be making it. And there we go, forced retreat. So of course we might actually be seeing a King Tiger anytime soon. MG42. Oh, heavy losses to the British again. Snipers are proving to be quite the problem for KingDuCe. He needs to sort of do a more focused effort to really get them. And there we go, we have a Tiger is being held in reserve. He has the ability to sort of decrypt transmissions, so of course we know that a King Tiger is being prepared. Cromwell's moving up, but the pack density is a bit too much, I fear. Of course, now with the 25-pounder on the field, he can open up, and does indeed. He even calls in another barrage to protect the victory point. Oh dear. And we are in fact seeing a full retreat from the Germans as artillery flies around their ears. Looks like the MG42 went down utterly, having not made a full retreat. Packs are a bit exposed. Snipers have to be careful not to run into the artillery fire. But there we go. Königstiger has arrived on the field. Tiger 2. On then from some schwerer Panzerabteilung, I believe the 503, third, had some King Tigers. And the final bike went down, having survived quite a bit, but no more. But now the King Tiger has arrived to take its place, supporting the 9th and their charge to rid this area of the British. And looks like a 17-pounder is going down, but I think it might be simply too late for KingDuCe. It's right in front of the King Tiger. Cancel it, cancel it. And there we go. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a 17-pounder gun, but I think he should have done so earlier. Instead, now it might be a bit too late, and the captain is not looking good either. Kansas Clean Station has become a target. And it looks like the British are in fact charging the King Tiger. Captain Darling went down. Cromwell's being pulled into action. He's hoping to overwhelm the King Tiger, but of course he has to remember the support. Lieutenant died. Artillery called in. No, that's just a decoy forcing away all the British and the German infantry. Packs moving in to clear the Cromwells. 25-pounder gun. I'm not entirely sure if that can fire, but if it can, it needs to fire on those packs. King Tiger turning to face the Cromwells. Cromwell's quickly pulling away. And the 25-pounder gun is firing at the packs. Apparently it's firing a bit too far, but the packs are actually moving into the area of fire. Oh dear, and one pack is down. One pack has gone down. This could easily prove to be a problem. And the second pack is lost, leaving behind on the King Tiger. Cromwell's on dire need of repairs though. 17-pounder gun going up. German infantry quickly moving up, but 2 packs down. That was nasty. And again, 17-pounder gun cancelled. King Tiger though are much more lonely now, but still holding on against the Tommies. Commandos in trouble. Snipers firing away. Flamethrowers. And again, the packs moving up, though he is still owning most of the territory, still denying Germans most of the fuel. And the Cromwells are trying to move up, but they are running into the recruit packs. And another bit of decoy being called in. It does force away the snipers, but doesn't do anything else. And the King Tiger might actually finish it off. Yes, indeed. Command tank ready, but no Firefly. However, shall this end? Not well in the British favour, I imagine. And looks like the King Tiger will make it out of there reasonably safely. And again, the British just don't quite have anything that can really take it on. And that can't be rather what happens if they focus too heavily on, just dealing with grenadiers without preparing for, say, something heavier. And then, of course, the German commander calls in a King Tiger. It's not completely uncommon. It's only a bit of a dilemma for a British commander to know how to handle this. I have to deal with grenadiers, lots of them, but I'll also be ready in case the Germans get some heavy armor, like, say, a King Tiger. So in that sense, it can be a bit difficult at times. Though had he been able to seize those packs a lot earlier, he might be able to sort of stop it. But now it looks like to be a time for refitting and refueling for both sides. Packs and King Tigers going to be repaired. Infantry reinforced. Firefly has arrived. Another attempt at a 17-pounder gun again stopped. Snipers again firing away madly. And again, nothing really there to stop them properly. Although Firefly now moves up. And actually, sorry there, just wants to move through the slightly dull part. Looks like some grenadiers there in the west went down again. Commando Barras simply wipes out an entire grenadier team. It's not completely uncommon. And again, the Sonnyblackreborn is being pretty bold, sending in some grenadiers on their own. I mean, if that Cromwell arrives, it could potentially knock out that entire grenadier team, which would leave Sonnyblackreborn with a lot less infantry. Cromwell moving up, grenadier taking up position there right in front of all the armor. And then up taking quite a bit of damage. As the building is quickly getting shelled with high explosive shells. No attempt at stopping these grenadiers there. Looks like Sonny Black's gamble went off. He also got firestorms. He could be getting the one rockets very soon. That could also do quite a lot. Another grenadier team reformed. But a firestorm would be a nice move. Nice move. You could of course also consider getting some LMGs for its grenadiers. Deal with the remaining British infantry. More fireflies. Probably what's going to be best, but Mr. KingDuCe has to be careful. He does not focus too heavily on just dealing with the armor without having something that can stop the grenadiers. I mean, fireflies are nice, but they do have a bit of problem dealing with German infantry. But still, nice little sight there, and there we go. Grenadiers moving forwards again. There's not a lot that can actually stop them, except the Cromwell, I suppose, and those Tommies. But of course, they're simply getting sniped at. And now the snipers do have veterancy 3, which of course means they can snipe faster, a lot faster, in fact. And looks like he's getting vehicle veterancy, but he has no vehicles. Is he basically getting just the veterancy for the pack? I mean, that's not a bad idea. Veterancy 3, they actually do a bit more damage. Not a huge deal, though. But they can do more damage. Getting a bit quiet. Get quiet before the storm of Panzers. And 17-pounder gun once more going up, and finally gets finished this time around. And the grenadiers move in, dodging quite a lot of 17-pounder gunfire. Artillery getting called in to try and force them away. Troops getting sniped. And the artillery absolutely misses the grenadiers. Quite unfortunate.
They're losing territory.
And now there's not a lot to actually stop those grenadiers from charging ahead and basically knocking out the majority of this force. Pack sneaking up as well, and there we go, veterancy 3, thus giving more damage to the packs. He's actually going for it. And packs do get vehicle veterancy, by the way. There we go, packs opening up. Although they do seem to be bouncing off the sides of the Firefly. There we go, rear exposed. Panzer X moving up. Artillery getting called in, but that's probably decoy smoke. You could be calling in a firestorm right there. 17-pounder gun is down. Grenadiers took it out. German infantry actually gets pushed away. Quite fascinating.
Here's a breach, and get ready to load. Calibrating range.
And the packs also seems to have stopped carrying as well. So a bit more quiet while Sonny Black musters for another assault. A bit of sniper fire with almost 50 kills combined. KingDuCe really hasn't seen much action since that one battle, really. Now it's just sitting, waiting, brooding. All a bit quiet, and again it's pretty obvious at this stage that the British commander has rather lost, which is quite unfortunate. And a British Tommy section goes down, the Bren gunners. Grenadiers moving up, coming under fire. British armor blasting away. Of course, using the cover of the building to get close with the Panzer Rex. Artillery getting called in, but that's pretty damn close. But it is actually artillery, but they do get the Cromwell. And where's the roll? Oh dear, that was only the command tank though, which I suppose is a small blessing, but still. And now the British armour is charging in, right into the packs, right into the King Tiger. And we are seeing a GG from KingDuCe. In that case, I'm actually going to just pause here, because after this gets wrecked, and he actually just sits doing absolutely nothing. So of course, the question becomes, what can we learn from this besides, the... What word am I looking for? The slightly different start from the Wehrmacht commander. He did go for a rather pioneer heavy start, but he didn't just go for grenadiers, he actually went for bikes and a sniper, and of course snipers can do something against a bit of an infantry heavy opponent. And probably, I think, if KingDuCe had perhaps actually gone for a few more Stewards, he probably could have rolled up Sonnyblackreborn rather decisively. And the trouble was, when KingDuCe finally had the initiative, he sort of just sat back. He didn't quite, do as much damage I think he could have pulled off. He was a bit too passive, and he probably wasn't quite prepared either for the German assault when it finally came, when the King Tiger came again. No 17-pounder guns. And then he sort of went too heavy and had nothing to stop the Grenadiers. He had a bit of trouble then balancing what he needed to sort of defeat the rather combined arms force of Sonnyblackreborn. And I mean, King Tiger Grenadiers, certainly a nice force. Packs as well. Medic Bunker, good job all around. So there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.